Hello, and welcome to another episode on my channel that is dedicated to reviewing interesting gadgets. Do you make talking head videos and find it challenging to maintain eye contact with the camera while keeping on script? I'm using a tool that helps tremendously with this. In this review, I'll be going over what that tool is and how I use it to create videos. I just started creating YouTube videos and have been looking for ways to make the content more engaging. One way to help is to use talking head videos, but frankly, I've struggled with this. I find it impossible to follow the script, especially if it's a long, complex one, while engaging with my audience through the camera. What I'll be reviewing today is the Elgato Prompter, which I bought to address the challenges that I faced. But instead of making it just about the prompter, I'll also be doing a behind-the-scenes look, showing the other things that I put around it to make the footage that I use. I'm going to start with a quick overview of the prompter. For those of you who may not be familiar with the teleprompter, it's a device that projects whatever you want to see, typically a text script on a screen that is directly in front of a camera that is recording or transmitting the video that you are on. The magic is that the screen that the text is being projected on is partially mirrored and practically invisible to the camera that is recording from the other side. This allows you to be able to read the projected text while looking straight into the camera. The Elgato Prompter is connected to a computer using a USB cable. It behaves essentially as a screen to the host computer. The software that is provided allows for text to be entered, projected, and scrolled across the screen. Both Windows and Apple Macs are supported. The video camera can be a mobile phone, webcam, or dedicated camera. Different adapter plates are provided for mounting purposes. Unfortunately, the one for phones has to be separately purchased. Here you can see my phone mounted with a black shroud to prevent reflections on the rear of the screen. You can also see the Sony mirrorless camera that I sometimes use as an alternative to the phone. The software provides a rudimentary text editor and the ability to control how you want the text to be formatted and animated. The text can be scrolled at a constant rate, the speed of which can be specified. More interestingly, it can also be controlled by what Elgato calls voice sync. This is when the application listens to what you are reading through a mic and scrolls the text based on what you've read. This is a very useful capability as it allows you to read at your own pace and not be gated by a fixed scrolling rate that was set in advance. This capability is available on M-series Apple Macs as well as Windows computers with NVIDIA graphics cards. Instead of just projecting text, you can also have the prompter behave like an additional screen to the host computer. As an example, you can drag a PowerPoint slide onto it and be reading from it as you look into the webcam for your Zoom meeting. The prompter can also be controlled by Elgato's Stream Deck. It can do things like starting and stopping the scrolling, changing the scroll speed, as well as the display mode. This makes it easy to operate, especially if you are live streaming or in a conference call. Elgato also produces a deck pedal, which allows you to control some of the prompter's functions using your foot. The camera's built-in mic is not usable since it's behind the prompter, and in any case, you're not going to get good quality audio that way. My preferred solution to this is the DJI Mic Mini. It's a wireless microphone system that is light, compact, flexible, and easy to use. The one I have comes with two wireless transmitters and a receiver that is housed in a charging case. It comes with a carrying pouch, cables, and windscreens. The mics have a range of up to 400 meters and can operate for about 10 to 12 hours before having to be put back into the case. The case can recharge them multiple times and allows them to be used for up to 48 hours. This is a pretty flexible system that allows for, amongst other things, doing an interview with the two transmitters. Attaching the transmitter to the iPhone is very easy. Just put on the USB-C connector and plug it into the USB-C port on the phone. A lightning adapter is available if you have an older iPhone. You can select the DJI Mic Mini as the audio source for the video from your favorite video recording app. On the Sony camera, I plug the transmitter into the hot or cold shoe so that it's not loose and dangling around, and use the provided audio cable to connect them together. If I'm using the phone, I control the recording and monitor the output wirelessly with an old iPad Pro and Blackmagic's camera app. This is an incredible app that is totally free. There is some lag, but it's something that I can live with. If I'm using the Sony camera, I connect it to the same iPad that behaves like an HDMI monitor via a video capture dongle. I would start and stop the video recording via a Sony Bluetooth controller. Sony actually has an app for the iPhone as well, but that also suffers from lag that the HDMI signal doesn't have. Here is what my setup looks like from the business end. Each device is mounted on a tripod for maximum flexibility. The iPad is placed on a laptop stand just underneath the prompter so that I can start and stop as well as monitor the recording. You'll notice that I have a color calibration tool on the stand that I use at the start of the recording to help with color grading. The mic is used to capture what I'm reading so that the software can do voice synchronization. So, what do I think about the Elgato Prompter? In terms of pros, it just works. It provides readable text with good controls for formatting and scrolling. The audio sync scrolling is fantastic. This is useful not only for content creation but also for streaming, video conferencing, any application where you need to be looking into a camera or referencing some other content. In terms of cons, the voice sync unfortunately doesn't work on PCs without NVIDIA graphics cards. The phone adapter is not included. This was a bit of a surprise given the number of other adapters that were provided. Also, I would assume that quite a few customers today would be using this with a phone. I couldn't find one that allowed for easy phone installation, i.e. that has MagSafe, so I designed and 3D printed the one that you see in the video. The thumb screws that were provided for the adapter plates were a little fiddly to use. They don't engage cleanly with the threaded inserts and took a lot longer to install than expected. Now, in general, the prompter and the other devices I described worked really well for my workflow. I'd highly recommend both the Elgato Prompter as well as the DJI Mic Mini, both of which I'm actually using to create this video right now. I'm still learning and optimizing my workflow, and I would love to hear from you if you have any comments about how this can be improved upon. I've included affiliate links for the devices I've used in this video in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed this rather lengthy review. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.